Hello, my friends, and welcome back. It is Monday, so it is again, of course, time for Rev's Palaver, the podcast where I sit down and bullshit with someone for about an hour, and I'm super happy to be talking to my new, well, relatively new, and good friend, Dbock, the newest featured streamer in the Proper Nerds community, and fellow Team MZ member. Dbock, how's it going, brother?
Very good, sir. Very good.
How has your day gone?
It's been actually good. I slept most of it, to be honest. I've been staying up late, so I tell you.
And let's get right into it, because this is one of the most exciting things for me to talk about personally. I think the reason you've been staying up late is I'm guessing you're on daddy duty?
That and video games, of course, because I still play my games. I have to. But daddy duty, when he's chilling and mama's sleeping.
I understand.
The good news is, though, he's super chill. He's been sleeping a lot, so that's a good thing.
And, of course, I think anyone who's tuned in now, if you don't know, and you've probably figured out by now, Dbock is a proud father to a brand new newborn baby that we're calling D-Baby. Yay! D-Baby!
I'm sure D-Baby will make an appearance soon at some point. That one and the older one, too, I'm sure.
I'm personally very excited. And so, if you don't mind me asking, what's the older one's adorable, by the way. I've seen her on your stream quite a few times. Yeah. What's her name?
She comes in all the time. Her name is Lexus. So although we went with, it sounds like we went with car names. Her name is Lexus, and his name is Bentley.
and it wasn't after the cars. It just sort of worked that way.
It was not after the cars. It was not necessarily intentional. When I met my wife and we were talking about kid names, like 9 to 10 years ago, it was I told her I liked Lexus, and I told her I didn't necessarily care for a Lexus. I liked Lexus spelled Lexus, and she was like, okay, cool. Well, then, a couple years down the road, that whole teen mom thing really started, and the name Bentley came from Macy's son. Well, from Macy's son, it's kind of widespread, and she was like, I really like Bentley. And I'm like, well, this is going to be a good story, but we'll go with Lexus and Bentley. We're good with that. So, that's what
if you ever have another daughter, you can always name her Miss Mercedes, and then just...
Yes, I get that a lot.
Really just throw people for a loop. Be like, no, swear to God, it's not named after cars. I promise.
Yeah. Somebody texted me and said Mercedes and Porsche, and I was like, no, it's going to be El Accidente, because if we have another one, it will definitely be an accident.
Yeah, my baby brother, I mean, I say baby brother, but he's 29. The youngest non-adopted brother that I have is he was a happy oops.
Yeah, the happy oops. I guess I was technically in happy oops, considering I'm the youngest of 4 and the only boy. So I was a happy oops, but
yeah. So let's just real quick say hello to fellow Proper Nerds Hazmat, Karaoke, Flowjack, who just recently joined, I think today, joined in off your channel, and of course Josh Kritz.
Mr. Josh Kritz. Yo, I just want to say Karaoke is like one of my best mods I've ever had in my life. So
really solid guy. I've actually talked with Karaoke a lot. He's a nice guy.
Yes, solid dude. Definitely.
Yeah, I have to admit, little wee bit of jealousy. You've got such a beautiful family. I look at you guys. I'm so happy. I'm so proud for you. That wasn't in the cards for me personally. That's the way it goes. Life does what it does. But man, your daughter, who's been on, I've seen on your stream quite a few times, adorable.
I tell you, I get that all the time. My closest friends actually tell me, how in the fuck did you make a baby this cute?
Well, I just assume she takes after her mother.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she does.
Dude, you don't have to take that. Be like, fuck you, Rhev. I'm a model, baby.
Yeah, I don't know, but we make cute babies, and we also make huge babies. Because this baby that came out, look at when she came out, she was 9 pounds, and when he came out, he was almost 11.
You know, I don't want to even be that surprised at 11 pounds, because wasn't he like 11 days past the expected due date?
He was 11 days past due. Yeah, technically 10 days total because he was born only 40 minutes into Halloween, but he was a spoopy baby nonetheless.
Yes. Oh my God, I totally forgot. Spoopy baby.
Yes, spoopy baby nonetheless. So now he's got a Halloween birthday.
Man, D-Baby's got it going on. I tell you.
Yeah, and it's funny because when we found out about it, I told my wife, I said, how cool would it be to have a birthday on Halloween? And she's like, yeah, but that's like 11 days late, and they're not going to let me go past like 7. I'm like, yeah. And my sister's birthday is also on Halloween. So I was like, yeah, but it would still be cool. Well, then just day after day kept going by, and then it just passed on. Well, when she said, we're going to do it Monday, I'm like, why don't we just wait till Tuesday? She's like, well, they want to go in Monday. I'm like, all right, whatever. And sure enough, he waited until Tuesday.
Well, but the thing is when they induce, it doesn't always, like sometimes it takes many hours.
Yeah. Yeah, when I first was introduced to inducing, I thought that it was like, hey, come on in, we're going to induce you, and then we're going to have a baby. Yeah, no, it's not like that at all. What they do is they just put an IV in your arm, and then they turn this juice on, and they just let it drip for hours on end until they decide either to let it wait until the next day or they call it for a C-section.
Yeah.
So inducing is not what it seems. It's just an IV of liquid.
Now, you mentioned they put the IV in and the juice drips in. Is it grapefruit or cranberry?
I think she said it tasted like passion fruit.
Okay, passion fruit.
But I'm not 100% sure.
No, it's that's really cool. Now the funny thing is, so D-Baby was 11 days late, which made him a spoopy baby. Little known fact about me, I was actually 15 days early. Yeah,
oh.
I was very early. My birthday's December 10th. I was supposed to be a Christmas baby. That was actually the expected due date for me.
Wow. Yeah. So you could have been on, but you know what? It probably panned out better because now your birthday is before Christmas.
I'm going to tell you something, and listen. This is the most childish and immature thing that still bothers me to this day. I don't think D-Baby's going to have a problem with it being so far away from Christmas. But man,
right.
I used to get so sour and so salty every goddamn year of my life. I would get screwed. I would get screwed compared to my siblings because, you know, they've got birthdays in spring and summer and everything.
Yep.
Their birthday roll around, they get a bike and clothes and presents and toys and everything. My birthday would come there, I'd get like one gift. And my parents would always say the same thing. They'd always be like, yeah, but Christmas is right around, you know we didn't get you much for your birthday, but Christmas is right around the corner. Then Christmas would show up, and I'd have less gifts than all my siblings. Then they'd be like, well, you just had your birthday. And I'd be like, that doesn't...
That doesn't mean anything. Like, my birthday doesn't constitute as Christmas. You know, and it was funny because we had that conversation about the Halloween birthday, but I was like, it's not like it's Easter where you get an Easter basket, and it's not like it's Christmas where you get gifts, but it's more or less like Halloween where you actually have to go out and get your candy if you want it. So I'm like, you know, it's not so bad. Now, as long as we sometimes host a party that's not Halloween, oriented, I think we'll be okay.
Well, I was thinking about this. I was thinking, and it's kind of cool when he gets a little bit older, teenage years, where, you don't really go out trick-or-treating anymore, but you still want to celebrate Halloween. Then you have a cool combined Halloween birthday party. And then people have 2 reasons to come.
Then it'll be off the chain. Exactly. Yeah. They can't be like, oh, we just can't come. No, it's Halloween party and a birthday party. So now if you don't come, you're an asshole.
Yeah. So,
exactly.
Well, for now, that's enough about D-Baby, because I'm looking forward to seeing him and going and trying to hold in my. We talked about this earlier. The basic white bitch inside me, and I'm gonna try not to glee and squee too much like a woman when he does show up. But let's talk a little bit about you, because that's what this is about, Dbock. It's about you, brother.
Yeah. Awesome.
So I think everyone that's watching now has followed you, but just do me a favor real quick. I don't know if you have chat up. Just say hey in chat so people can make sure they're following you.
Okay, yeah, I can.
And I'm going to tell you guys, so Dbock, like me, is a variety streamer. He plays a bunch of different video games. And I really would recommend that people check him out. There's a very good reason why he became one of the next featured streamer of the Proper Nerds. Obviously, we love the work that you did on the website, which we got to get to that too. But also, man, I don't know what it is about your stream, but it looks simple, but it looks so nice and so clean. The way you've got everything along the bottom, you always see the whole game screen. And of course, the graphics that your wife did. Let's talk a little bit about your stream.
Well, basically, I started streaming back when the first baby came. I actually didn't have a computer. I always had an Xbox. I was always Xbox Pro, Xbox. And then when my first baby came was right around the time that Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, and there was a mod out for it to be a police officer. So I told my wife, when this game comes out, I'm building a computer. So I did. Well, I became a friend of one of the modders on the Grand Theft Auto website, which happened to be like Fincone Finney is his name. And he messaged me privately and was like, yo, I think you would do good at this shit. Go ahead and start streaming, start doing YouTube. And it started out as YouTube, but then I realized really quick that on YouTube you actually have to play the game, record it, edit it, cut stuff out, line up audio, and do all this stupid shit. And then I found out that Twitch is just like push live and like, hey everybody, we're here. So I decided to just start Twitch. Well, through a lot of trial and error, I tried this type of stream and that type of stream and this setup and that setup, and then I upgraded my computer again, and then I did this and I did that, and then by the end of it, now I have what I have today, which is what you see, and it's all just because of the fact that my parents always told me if you're going to do something, jump in both feet first. Well, I got a lot of money invested, a lot of time invested, a lot of effort, and just endless nights and stuff of just trying to get shit set up. And then, some shit happened throughout the life. It happens to everybody. And I went on a no streaming hiatus for like 6, 7, 8 months. Like I didn't stream with nobody. I didn't do anything. And then I found Team MZ on Twitter. So I was like, yo, I told my wife, I said, I see this team thing all over the damn place. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get on it. So I got on it, and then when I got on it, I bought my monitor, which is a 3440 by 1440
big
monitor.
Big ass motherfucking, what is it, 4K resolution?
Technically it's 2K, technically, because it's 1440, but it's 34 inches wide. So on my stream, the only way that I could either do this was to play all of my games on my big monitor on a 1080p pixel and frame it down for the screen, or just downsize the 34-inch 1440, down. And I chose to do that because, exactly like you said, I can line everything up at the bottom and the screen is not covered at all. At all. And I absolutely fell in love with it. So then when I did that, the stream just started looking a million times better. Then I got, like I said, on Team MZ and I found all of you beautiful people. And now here we are today on a podcast.
Dude, I wish I could remember how we came across each other. I think maybe you came across me, or were you watching the Team MZ podcast?
If I remember right, I found Lassane first, and Lassane hosted you. And I jumped over to your stream, and then you were like, hey, because I said, yo, are you Team 2? And you're like, yeah. And you're like, actually, I'm doing the podcast tonight. And I'm like, what? You do the podcast? You're like, yeah, I'm in charge. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I run the Team MZ pod. Dude, most people don't know about the Team MZ podcast. It's only now, just in the last month, started to pick up steam because the mods have changed the way it works, and now they're getting the Hype Squad involved with it. Dude, most weeks that we were doing the Team MZ podcast, we were having 8 to 12 people show up. In a team with 6,000, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It is a bit ridiculous.
But now we get 50, upwards of 50 people.
I was going to say, last time I was there, you had 50 or 60 people watching at the time that I stepped in. And then I wasn't watching numbers. I was actually watching the streamer of the week. What's his name, Mr. McGonagall? Or
Mr. Greggles one, the drummer.
Oh my, yes. Oh my goodness, what a fantastic stream that was.
And I don't want to make this about someone other than you, but
of course.
I gotta say that was a fantastic podcast. And one of the things that was crazy is I used to work as a special ed teacher in Buffalo, and he started talking about a documentary.
The documentary. And you said I saw it.
Dude, I remember seeing that documentary. Like, I remember seeing at least part of it. Like, it was about a 12-year-old kid with Tourette's. I remember seeing that. He's like, oh, yeah, that's me. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, what the hell? That's awesome.
I thought that was kind of crazy. He's a really nice guy.
That was
so the Team MZ Streamer of the Week podcast, if you're looking to be Streamer of the Week, you support Team MZ members, you be active on their Discord, be active on their Twitter, etc., etc. But we love Team MZ, and I'm so glad that you and I hooked up, because then you started, just out of the blue one day, you contacted me like, I'm gonna make Proper Nerds a website. I'm like,
well, it was
okay.
And it was set because of the time that you were hosting your creative, making your buttons at the bottom. And we ran into, well, not we, of course you, but you ran into a problem where you were trying to double them up, and you can only make one link. And anybody that knows me knows that I host Dbock.com, which is my personal page for my streams and all that kind of stuff. And, I just kind of inherited a server, I guess you could say. It just kind of fell into my lap. So when you're sitting there doing that, I'm like, I mean, it's pretty much just going to be a page like mine, like a static page that just people can go to, find links, find information, find updates, and do it. And I'm like, this is brilliant. We should absolutely have one. And I mean, I'm part of this community, so why not? So that's what we did. And then, I have to shout out AJ Furr. I don't know if he's here in chat or not, but he got a hold of me one day and just made one quick mention on something that he pointed out that he noticed that was wrong. And I didn't notice it on my screen because I got a 3440 by 1440 monitor. So on my screen, it's like this big. Well, he found it, on his monitor this big, something happened. Well, just in a quick talk, I told him, I was like, well, I'll see if I can fix it. And I have to go in the back end. I said, but I'm dealing with free stuff, obviously, because I'm not made of money either. I said, but a lot of it's locked. I can't really do it. And he's like, oh, well, we'll fix that problem. And in like 24 hours, he's like, here, let's do this. So
yeah, AJ's probably not watching because I think he's driving home from work right now.
Okay, well, either way, huge shout out to him because he helped me rebuild the website. And we called it Proper Nerds 1.0, but it's actually Proper Nerds 2.0 because it's the second time I posted it. So
well, he started contacting me. He's like, hey, I want to work with Dbock, and I'm like, dude, you do not have to go through me. That is 100% Dbock. If you and Dbock work on something, I 100% trust the both of you. Nothing needs to be cleared with me. That,
Yeah, I just, like I said, I just took it upon myself because I knew you were talking about the mods and everything, and then I got talking with my wife about it, and I'm like, honestly, it's not gonna put me out too much. I'm like, why don't I just do this, and then I'll just surprise them and just have it done. And she's like, do it. And that's what I did. So
even the first version that you showed me, it looked great. We could have gone live with that. I mean, literally, my only constructive criticism was the choice of one image that you had on there was a little like, eh.
And it was really just a pick out of a shit ton of stock images. But I wanted something that was like gaming and nerd, so I figured like this guy, chilling with the keyboard and mouse, and he had like the flannel on with the glasses and stuff. But as soon as you messaged me and was like, it's a little aggro, I'm like, you know what? You're at like 100% right. I absolutely agree.
So for everyone who's watching at home who hasn't seen the picture and won't, why don't you do your best impression of the picture that we got rid of?
I think it went something along the lines of this.
I was like,
well, we have the first guest.
Hi. Hi, sweetie.
We have the first guest. Say hi. She's got socks on her hands for some reason. Say hi.
Why not?
I guess
Look
why not?
Look at that smile.
Are those your brothers? Are those your brother's socks or mittens or whatever they are? I think they're socks. Yeah, they're socks. So this is my little mini-me who comes in and gets on my stream all the freaking time.
Oh, she is so adorable.
As much as I want to lock the door to keep her out, she just bangs on the door and cries. So I'm just like, you know what?
You want to know another thing about Lexus, too? As I said, I've seen her wander on your stream a couple times. The only time I haven't seen her smiling is when she's had, like, a binky in her mouth.
Yep.
She's always smiling.
Yeah, she's always smiling, man. Like, she was just actually crying out there for like 5 seconds because we had just got a mattress for the little one, and she wanted to jump on it, and I put it back in the box, so she lost her shit. And then Mom said, "Oh, you want to do this?" And she was like, "Yeah," and then she just goes over and does it. Like, she doesn't get mad, man. She doesn't.
Hi, Lexus.
Say hi. Wave. He can see you. Wave. A little shyness.
Yeah.
But so like on the website thing, the picture was definitely aggro. It was definitely a little bit much more. And then, like I said, I like the one we found now. Now it's fantastic. And then without the locks, without the locks that that AJ Fur has given me, now I was able, if you notice, I shortened the picture up.
Yeah.
So now you can actually see a lot more of the screen, which is what I wanted to do in the other one, but the code is written in such a protective way that you can't change it. It's stupid.
I like that she's fixing her hair. She's got more hair than the both of us combined.
Yes, she does.
You realize she's totally stealing the show, by the way, right?
Oh, that's fine. She can totally have it. I tried back when she was like little before she could even talk or do anything crazy. We gave her a sign and was like, "Follow my daddy's YouTube channel," and it got me at least 25 subs.
There you go, dude. What do you do? Also, you need to re-update that. You make a short, 10-second video of her holding a thing saying, "Make sure you click follow, and if you've got a couple extra bucks, don't forget to subscribe." And you just play that, like whenever you have to do an AFK or, at the beginning or end of your stream. It'd be gold. It'd be gold.
Yes. I should make her into my intro and my outro, or not my intro necessarily, but my outro. So that way, when I'm leaving, it's a video of her doing that. That would be awesome.
I know. It'd be a great way to wrap up the stream. And isn't that something that we as broadcasters always have to think about? Is how can I make my stream more fun? Like, how can I make it more fun for everyone else?
Yes. And speaking of fun, that's why I bought the Stream Deck.
Oh, you bought the Stream Deck?
For 2 years. I mean, for 2 years, ever since I even started streaming. I used to listen to XM radio on I don't know if anybody knows it, but it was called the Opie and Anthony Show. It was an XL channel. I tell you, it's one of the best shows I ever listened to.
Dude, are you fucking kidding me?
I know, right? And then you're like right there, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I stopped listening back when Anthony got fired because I got fucking pissed. And the only dude I love on there now is Jim Norton, and then fucking Opie can just go somewhere because he's a crybaby bitch.
I think I listened for about a week after Anthony left, and then immediately I bought a yearly subscription to Anthony's website.
Yes, me too.
And then I just let it lapse this year because since I started Twitch streaming, I don't have I don't have time.
It takes time, and it's on the internet too, so it's kind of hard. All right, she's leaving.
Bye, Lexus.
It's kind of hard. It says bye, Lex.
Bye.
It's kind of hard when it's on the internet because it's not as easy as just jumping into my truck and hitting the play button and listening. But if you remember on their show, they had, of course, Anthony's famous soundboard where, like, if the jokes fucking bombed, there would be the car accident. I absolutely fell in love with that. And 2 years ago, when I built my PC, I'm like, oh my god, I need to implement this. This is so fucking
Dbock
cool.
is me, by the way, guys. Dbock is me. That's the reason why my monthly goal, my donation goal for this month is an Elgato Stream Deck. I only just recently learned about it and learned what it was. I'm like, I have to have that. And I literally was thinking, not even so much for switching scenes and everything, but I was like, I could have a soundboard.
Right.
And that's exactly,
Well,
dude.
it's like,
I was an Opie and Anthony fan since they started being syndicated in Buffalo, New York, where I'm originally from. I listened to them religiously. Do you remember they used to talk about a show they did outside of Buffalo, New York called
yeah.
TNA with O&A in Buffalo? Okay, so that's actually in Angola, New York, like a quarter of a mile from where my parents' summer cottage is. So when I found out they were coming, I went to my parents' summer cottage, spent the night, then walked a quarter mile down the beach and was there for that. Saw strippers.
See, I'm so jealous
What's that?
too, because I said I'm so jealous too, because I'm so far away, and all the shows that they ever did was always like, obviously based on New York because that's where they're at. But I'm just like, man, I wish I could have went and seen them back when O&A were actually O&A and not this petty bitch fight that they seem to
not
still have
Anthony
ongoing.
Jim and then fucking Greg Shells.
Yeah, Greg Shell's over there. That dude, and he got me all excited. I'm sorry, I digressed the stream, but he got me all excited because one day, he posted a video on his Facebook page, which I still follow, and it was of the beach, and he's sitting on the beach, and he has the music, the famous music of their show starting. And it's like, I listened to the whole thing, and then all of a sudden he pans the ground, the sand, and it says host, Anthony's. And I'm like, oh my God, he's fucking doing it. And then all of a sudden you hear a record scratch, and he shows the rest of it, and it says, not Anthony's new co-host. And I'm like, you are such a fucking pussy, I just can't even stand it. Because then, obviously, that's clickbait. And I'm just like, really? Really? Oh, my God, it was aggravating. But back to the Stream Deck, let me tell you, if you're interested, it is one of the coolest things because, like I said, 2 years ago I wanted to implement this. I looked at different ways on how to do the keyboard and stuff, but there's only so many keys in the keyboard. And most of them already have their way of doing stuff for whatever it is, whether it be delete or all that stuff. So I needed something else. Well, then I don't even remember however long ago this came out, I got an email from Elgato, and it was like, yo, check this thing out. And I about lost my fucking mind. But it was a $150 price tag. So I'm like, I don't really know if I can do this. But I was talking to a couple people, and absolutely Rachel from Team MZ has one, and she was using it on her stream. And I said, yo, what do you think about this thing? I said, I saw it. She says, the best $150 I've ever spent in my life. If you're a streamer, of course. And I'm like, done. That minute, I went on there, I pushed buy it now. And now when you come over to my stream, you see how I use it. I have all this shit and it's, I love it. So now,
I've seen it, man. You'll be like, oh, let's get some hype in chat. And then all of a sudden, like Jim Carrey is like doing something, and then there's some guy dancing on your stream, and I'm like, wow, that looks cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. And I just took this past weekend and learned how to do it myself. So now I can at this point, whatever I want is endless. I can do anything I want at this point. And I have it set up the sounds. Like when I go to the bathroom, I just push the button and the Jeopardy theme comes on. So like the screen's just sitting there and you just hear Jeopardy music. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, all right. I don't think I've talked about this in Discord, and I don't think I've officially announced that I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do it now. And again, not trying to steal your thunder, but as much as I like the Stream Deck, I think what I might do is I might change this month's monthly goal. I may get a tattoo. I'm going to be 40 years old December 10th. And I'm trying to find out a place where I can get a tattoo that's going to do the art right, that's going to be able to let me stream live from their location, and I want to get my D20 avatar right here with the one showing. Thank you very much, Mr. Nobody, for the follow. Big ups.
Oh, Mr. Nobody with the follow. Big ups.
Big ups. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, so that's it. That's the official announcement. If I can get everything set up, if I can find a tattoo parlor that will let me stream from their location, if I can get the money together, that's what I'm going to do. On my 40th birthday, I'm going to get my very first tattoo. I've been anti-tattoo my whole life.
I mean, I know a lot of people that are anti-tattoo. I got mine back when I was 18. And a lot of people always mess with me about it because it's actually my last name that goes across my back. And everybody's like, well, they spelled back wrong. Because, of course, my name is Bach. And then on top of that, they're like, what, you going to forget your name so you had to get it tattooed on yourself? Oh, And I'm like, listen, back when I got it, that was what was in. You would put your name, like your surname across your back, and that's how it was.
It's like a jersey, right?
Yeah, except mine's Old English across the back, which it's, I love it personally. A lot of people give me shit for it, but after I got it, I mean, that was back when I was 18. So, I mean, I'm 28 now, so it's fucking 10 years ago, but I've been wanting to get something more again. Because once you get one, you're like, oh my God, I could get this, and I could get that, and then I could get this, but it's costly, so I just haven't came up with the money to do it.
Well, in my case, I've always kind of thought, like, with tattoos, I've always kind of thought, like, I don't know, it looks like and I'm going to piss people off saying this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I've always thought, like, oh, it looks like it's dirty. It looks like you've got dirt on your skin or something. Like, that's just, sort of...
Yeah. And it just depends on what you get, depends on location, it depends on the artist. If the artist does it right, you will actually have, like, perfect art on your arm, and you'll be proud of it. You see some stuff, especially, like I see, my clients and stuff, you see a lot of, like, World War kind of art, like just the old school, like tack into the arm shit, and that makes it look dirty. But like nowadays they have these needles so fine that like you can almost get like a 1 pixel line right down your arm that's so fine that you're just like, holy crap, it's so clean. So I see where you're coming from, but nowadays, I don't think you have much to worry about.
Well, in my case, I think for those of you who don't know, I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since 1984. The D20 to me has been a symbol of Dungeons and Dragons, something that has shaped my life for over 30 years, I think it's safe to say that at this point, I'm not going to get sick of D&D. It's going to be something meaningful to me. And I was telling my wife's like, you've been anti-tattoo. How come all of a sudden you're thinking about this and talking about this? I go, because this is a midlife crisis that I can afford.
Midlife. I mean, I guess. I mean, what a great excuse. Yeah. That's a great excuse to do it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, is she on board with it? Does she like that
my
idea?
Wife, okay, so, and thank you very much, Coyote Wildfire, for the host. Big ups to Coyote Wildfire.
Yo, big ups, whoop, whoop.
And since he's not going to shout out himself, give me 1 second. Shout out Coyote Wildfire. When I met my wife, she had 3 tattoos. And I always knew she was going to get a 4th no matter what. But I don't like tattoos. So when I met her, she was actually planning on getting a full back tattoo. And I was like, so she decided to hold off, and she didn't. And we've been married since 2009, and she never has. Well, anyone who tuned in for the Halloween drinking episode we did, Spoopy Drinking, I said live on stream, you know what, baby, if you want to get a tattoo, go ahead. She's like, what? I go, I think, if you want to go get more tattoos, you go right ahead. Oh my God, Dbock. She has done nothing since but look at tattoos and think about. She's got like 6 different tattoos she wants to get in it now.
Yep. Well, that's what that alcohol does to you when you go into that real cool, calm, collective. You're like, you know what? You do anything you want, sweetheart. I love you. And then as soon as the next day you watch the VOD and you're like, what the fuck did I do?
No, dude. You know what it is? It's just a factor now of I don't care anymore. Like when I was, when I was 28 and I first met her and I was like, tattoos are kind of trashy, dude. I don't feel that way anymore. You know what I mean?
I mean, back then that was the general consensus across the board, though. Like a lot of people thought it was, and then you were an outcast if you had tattoos. Now you see people that, like, you would never in your life think that they would have a tattoo, and they have like 5 or 6 of them just hidden. Like, and you're like, oh, okay.
CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies that have sleeves that go to their chest.
Exactly, and you would never tell because they got their shirts that cut off at the wrist.
Well, and even if they did, dude, that one NASA guy, The one rocket scientist who was on the news all the time, and like people gave him shit because he was wearing a Hawaiian shirt or whatever. When he rolled up his sleeve, you could see he was inked up down to his wrists. And no one fucking cares. No one cares anymore.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares anymore. Back then it was a thing. Now it's just everyday life. So yeah, absolutely. I'm on board with that.
That guy's like a rocket scientist who helped put the robot on Mars. Like, what are you gonna do? Be like, oh, that guy's trash. No, he's not. He's a fucking rocket scientist.
That guy's trash because he has a tattoo. We can't trust him. Yeah, no, absolutely not. No, I agree. You should totally do it. I am on board. I would watch that stream 100%.
Yeah. The only way I'm not going to do it is if I can't figure out how to stream it. Because I don't think I want to do it just to do it necessarily. I want to do it because just the way I shaved my head for Halloween. Like, I really enjoy this. I really enjoy the spectacle.
Yeah, this.
You know? And I know you agree.
I understand. I do agree. And because a lot of people think that, like, the whole streaming thing comes because we want to, like, we want to do it, and that's why you should do it. I do it because I love the crowd. Like, the chat is blowing up right now. Like, I love this. I love just hanging out. I love chilling. So a lot of people are like, oh man, you should just do, what you want because fuck everybody. Well, it's not really 100% fuck everybody. Yes, you should do what you want because you're doing it. And if you're not having fun, it's just like everything else. If you're not having fun, it's going to show through, and you're gonna look like an asshole. But when you are doing something and the people are jumping in and chiming in on it, absolutely. So, of course you would want to do that because who's like the people that you consider all your friends? Everybody that watches you. So, I agree 100%, man. Like, 100%.
Well, and another thing, Mr. Nobody says, get tattoos in locations that can be coverable if you're looking for a job at some point. Dude, like, that's exactly my point. You don't even have to do that anymore. As long as it's not, like, a swastika or white power or fuck the police. Like, as long as it's nothing offensive.
Of course.
You don't even have to cover them anymore. As I said, I used to be a teacher, and there was a young 23, 24-year-old woman who got a job at the school, and she had a tattoo of like a little fairy or something on her ankle. And during the summer, when she was wearing, shoes that didn't have socks, everyone could see it. No one cared. No one cared.
Right. I mean, with that comment, yeah, there's still a couple places like a nursing career. I know I have personal friends in the nursing career that, like, if they have tattoos, they have to wear long sleeves or they have to wear one of those nylon sleeves to cover it. Same thing with law enforcement. Military's always been back and forth with that stupid shit. Like, sometimes they're like, oh, we don't even care. You can just have it on your face. Then other times they're like, no, we want to be professional. We want to look. And it goes by president pretty much because it changes with president. But, like, nursing, law enforcement, anything that's kind of, like, super official, but that's about it. I mean, other than that, like, you could work at businesses, at offices, and all this shit. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares.
My idea is I want to get it right here, and I want to get like between 2 to 4 inches, and it would be covered by any shirt sleeve.
Right, any shirt. And that's exactly good because then you can cover it when you want to, and you can show it when you want to. So absolutely.
All right, I feel like we made this. Now I always say Rhev Palaver. It's dude. All it is just two buddies talking. It's like. We're two guys at a coffee shop or two guys at a bar just shooting the shit. That's all it is. But I like to make it more about my guest, obviously, because.
Well, here you want to make it more about the guest. Here we have another guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, D baby.
Baby is in the house.
Oh, look at the D! Oh my God, look at that handsome boy.
Say hello, everybody. He's just chilling. He doesn't even know what to.
He is a big ass baby.
He is a big baby, bro. He's a monster. Say, I'm a monster.
How much? 11 pounds and how many ounces?
He was 10 pounds 11 ounces.
10 pounds 11. That's a big old baby. Oh.
Yep, 10 pounds 11 ounces, and he's all chill, 100%.
What's up, Dad? Dad, what are we doing here? What's going on, Dad?
There we go.
Oh, D baby.
This is the newest edition. And as soon as he's old enough to push the stream button, I'm sure I'll probably be having him stream too.
Oh, he looks happy. He looks like he's smiling.
Yeah, he's chill. He's got the hiccups.
Oh, baby hiccups. You know, one of my favorite things to do whenever anyone says, "Here, would you like to hold him?" I go, "Oh yes," and I take the baby very gently, and then I immediately put my hand on their head, the baby's head, and go, "Where's that soft spot?" Just to see the look on the parents.
Oh my god!
I want to feel the soft spot, and then they're like, "Let me have him back." I'm like, "I'm kidding."
I'm kidding. I know how to hold a baby.
The other thing I like to do is I like to sniff babies' heads. Babies have the best smell. Their baby head.
I don't think I've ever sniffed it. Yeah, I guess.
They got that life force. That like, yay! I'm alive. I'm young, and all my telomeres are still nice and long.
He's got the hiccups, so. All right, well, she's going to burp him because he's got the hiccups and he's kind of moving.
Okay, bye, D baby. We'll see you in a little bit, maybe.
Oh, I just felt the fart. In my hand, I felt the fart.
Mr. Nobody says he doesn't even
off.
realize that he will forever be D baby.
D baby.
D baby.
D baby. Yep, that's my other little one.
Both of them. I think I hear Lexus in the background. Is she?
Yeah, she's over there jumping on the bed at the moment.
So she's happy.
We're trying to tell her not to, but she doesn't. She does what she wants. She runs the house. So, you know how that goes.
Spoopy D baby.
Spoopy D baby.
Totally derailed. Oh, you know what else I want to talk about, dude? So you've got some amazing looking graphics on your stream, and that's your wife's doing, right?
Yes, that's my wife's doing. Yeah. It just so happened that back when I met my wife, she was actually doing that whole nursing thing, wanted to do the whole helping people thing and this, that, and the other thing. And then once she started learning about all the nonsense, she was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. And her dad was big into web, hence the web server, and she went into graphic design. So she went into graphic design much before I even thought about becoming YouTube or Twitch. And she did her thing. She got her degree and started doing her thing. Well, then I looked at her and I'm like, yo, I'm going to do this YouTube thing. I need a logo. And I need it. I said, because when I first started doing YouTube, it was totally based on the Grand Theft Auto mod where you become a police officer. So I told her I want something that's blue and red and flashy, but something that stands out where people will know when they see it, it's me. And one day I'm sitting at work and I just get an email and a text message that says, hey, what do you think about this? And I open it up and it's a headset and a controller and then my name. And I'm like, oh my God, that's one of the baddest things I've ever seen in my life. So then, I put two and two together. I added the lights for my intro and stuff. And then now it's just like, hey, babe, I need this. And give her 15, 20 minutes and she shoots me back a proof and says, what do you think of this? And I'm like, let's tweak this a little bit, move this up, send it back. 5 minutes later, I get the finished product, and I'm like, boom, throw it on stream. And I had a time back when only a couple months ago, if you actually look through some of the VODs, I think they're still on there, that when I was using my 1080p monitor, I had her scrunch down the game screen a little bit, and I had her do whatever I was playing. So like PUBG, I had like PUBG graphic, and then Rocket League, I had a Rocket League graphic. And I didn't like the way it was set up, to be perfectly honest, because it scrunches the screen down, and most people come to see the game, not the graphics. So now I do what I do now. But yeah, now my wife, man, anytime I want it.
Yeah, no. So I'm sure you've seen my game screen, so you know that I'm off in the corner and with my green screen. So my head blocks a little bit of the game screen. But other than that, I like when you go to a stream seeing the game that people are playing. And you do that, and I do that, and my good friend Coyote Wildfire does the same thing where he's got, stuff around the edge, but you see the game.
But you see the game, and it's one of the things that pisses me off the most is like when you go and their screen is just covered of everything. Like you can't, like especially in PUBG, like one of the biggest things in PUBG is to find out how many people are left. And there's endless streams that you go to that you can't see who's left. You can't see this, you can't see that, and you're just like constantly in chat. Yo, when how many people are left? And then they don't want to talk to you. Like, and I'm just like, what's even the point of watching this shit? I'm just gonna go somewhere else. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm a big fan of trying to make it where everyth's seen instead of hiding stuff.
I don't mind when people cover the map in PUBG. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the reasons why I'm positioned where I was, because when I set up that new layout, or the layout I've been using for a while, I was playing a lot of PUBG, and I got stream sniped at least twice. And after it happens once, and it was by a friend, so it didn't matter. You know, he was fucking, and he did kill me, but you know, it was kind of awesome. But then I know for a fact it happened another time, because the person that killed me, then a name that was very similar said something in chat like "LOL, you suck," and then they were gone. It's like, dude, that guy totally.
Right. Yeah, and it sucks, and that's why if you watch somebody like Dr. Disrespect, you know, Mr. Face of Twitch, if you will, he always puts himself until he's in game, because apparently somehow, I don't know how, but somehow in lobby you can like tell what server he's on. I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah,
or what,
there's ways of
he was
telling.
talking about it one
It
day.
can even be something as simple as if you queue into a lobby and you see that it's a rain map, but Dr. Disrespect is on like a fog map, then you can leave and rejoin and try. Yeah.
Right. So now he, like I said, he just goes away. But I mean, that happens for like every game. Like, I hate the whole screen sniping thing, but I hate the screen sniping thing as much as I hate the delayed streams. Like, I can't stand this delayed streams either, because if I type in chat, I don't want to wait 60 seconds for you to talk to me. And it already takes 30 seconds, good old Twitch. It already takes 30 seconds for, you know, the spell to come back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't want the screen sniping, but you also don't want to prevent it, because then it makes your followers hate you for not being able to talk to them as quick. So it's a catch-22 the whole time.
But anyways, to get back to the point, I personally love that you, and like I said, I know Coyote Wildfire, me, Darth Bax is another one. Like, her little camera takes up a tiny little corner of the bottom left hand, but otherwise it's, you see the full game. Because when someone watches you on Twitch, they're watching you for two reasons. Well, maybe three. I'm going to say maybe three. One, because they want to see your game. Two, they want to interact with you. And then three, they're hoping that one of your kids comes in and looks adorable.
Well, yeah, for mine.
For yours.
Yeah, most likely.
For yours, not for me.
Yeah.
No, for me, they're just. I've noticed that my viewer count's gotten low since I shaved my head. So I keep telling people, I'm like, look, you guys don't see it. When I'm off stream, I'm doing this. Trying to push the hair out.
Yeah, you caught me off guard too when you logged on and took the hat off. I'm like, oh man. I was like,
dude, my wife,
he did it. See, but it's not really an old man to me, because I mean, look, that's what I do, man. This is my normal haircut.
This is the second time in my life I ever shaved my head. The first time was, I used to have long hair, went down to about mid back. A good friend of mine, her mother had breast cancer, and so I grew my hair out so that when it was long enough, I could donate that to Locks of Love in her name.
Oh, that's awesome.
And after I did, I said, you know what? I just went from super long hair. Let's just shave it just to see what it was like. And I hated it. So I was like, well, I'm never doing that again.
Oh, well, obviously that didn't last.
But then when I decided I was going for Heisenberg for Halloween, I'm like, I was looking at bald caps, and all the reviews are like, this sucks. It doesn't sit. Like, I couldn't find a good one. I'm like, fuck it. I'll just shave my head.
Yeah, it grows back. I mean, it grows back. I mean, you need the new hair anyway. Like, let's just say you just needed a new head of hair anyway.
Now, if only it would grow back. So, another thing I tell people is, in the last year, my hairline has receded about that much. It's
I mean,
I've really, I don't know what it is. It's just
I mean, I used to be like out here, and now it's like pushed way back.
Yeah, but you've got an excuse, man. You got two kids.
I embrace it. I embrace it, because I already know I'm gonna be bald, so I just shave it off anyway.
What are you gonna do? You know, like, what are you gonna do? Like,
exactly.
Who cares?
Exactly. And I'm not going to Bosley, because I'm not fucking rich, and I couldn't care less. So.
You know, it's so egotistical. Some of these people that get these hair plugs or transplants or whatever. It's like, dude, just go with it. It's okay to be bald now.
Yeah.
It's like the tattoo thing. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, everybody cares too much about what other people think of them, and they do stupid stuff for no reason at all. Like for us, when we do stuff, we're actually trying to get somewhere. We're trying to get people to come in and hang out and stuff. All these other people, they don't have a reason they're doing stuff. They just do it just to make themselves feel better, I guess.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. You know, when I noticed that all of a sudden my hair was thinning here, I was like, oh man. And again, it just started happening in the last year. I mean, 39 years old, and then now I start losing hair at 39. Like, don't people usually start losing their hair like way earlier? Like, I made it to 39. I thought I was good. I thought I had hair.
Hey, but I mean, look at it the other way. You made it to 39. Like, all these other people aren't making it that far. But once again, it's not a big deal. Nobody gives a shit.
So, we're getting a little short on time because this is just flowing by. Is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything that I haven't brought up that you are specifically like, oh, dude, I hope we...
I mean, I'll be honest, I would love to have something, but I really don't. I was just so over the top excited to be here, and I was so excited to be here last week, but she was literally in labor while I was in chat talking to you guys, and huge shout out to Rocket Rage for jumping into my place, because like if it wasn't for him, you would have been, you know, up a hill with no paddle. And it's like the problem is like I'm sitting in the thing, and she was chill because she had like all the drugs and epidural and stuff, so she wasn't in too much pain. But I'm like I could actually do this stream if we just had the internet. And the hospital's fucking internet
it's garbage
was 0.20 download speed. I was watching you guys on a 160p video, and it was still buffering.
Dude, listen, just so you know, just so you don't feel bad, I've done solo Rev's Palavers in the past, and I've got probably about 3 or 4 other people who would have been able to jump in. I haven't talked to Rock in a while, so I was glad to do it, but obviously, and legitimately, both of us were just so happy that you were having your son finally, and
oh man, I appreciate it. Like I do. I appreciate it.
We were actually kind of hoping that you'd come in and be like, in chat, be like, "It's a boy," you know, or something.
He's here. It's a boy. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, not really unfortunate, because he did get a spoopy birthday. But yeah, he didn't make it. He was like holding out. He's like, I want to be born on Halloween. That's it. That's what I'm gonna do.
40 minutes in too, right? 12:40.
Yep, 12:40, and it probably would have been before that if anything would have happened differently, like even just a little bit, it would have been well before that. But she wanted to wait just a little bit longer. Then the midwife came in and was like, look, I understand we're waiting, but let's just do this thing. She agreed. And if it wouldn't have been for the other 2 babies in the hospital that just got done with C-sections, so all these people that keep doing C-sections were still like cleaning up from the last one, if it wasn't for that, he would have been born at like 11:30-ish. So I mean, personally, I'm grateful that they had other babies to do first. Spooey baby. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was the first baby to be born on Halloween at the hospital.
I'm not surprised.
So that was cool.
And I'm going to go ahead and say, definitely first proper nerd baby. I'm going to say first person brought into this world as a proper nerd. D-Baby will always be proper nerd baby.
I hear you, man. It's awesome.
All right. Well, a couple other things. So lately you've been playing Fable, right?
Yeah.
And but I know you're a variety streamer, so I've caught you playing a couple of games. I think I've seen you playing Rocket League a few times, and I think BioShock you were playing. And what do you got on the horizon? What are you looking forward to? What are you going to be playing in the next couple of weeks? What can people expect when they tune in to see you?
To be honest, I honestly just like pick something that I'm in the mood for at the time. Like Fable, I haven't played Fable in a long time, and between you and Lassane playing all these RPG style games and stuff, I'm not big into RPG, only because of the fact that it's a lot of reading. And in games like that, I'm like, I just want to fight shit and break shit. I don't really want to read. And I love the choices. I love all that stuff, but I like games that are like simple. Like you come up and it's like, hey, you go left or right. And you're like, let's go left. And you're like, oh, okay. And then you go left. But a lot of the other games are like, oh, Jim was over there and then he went over there, but now you have to go talk to him and come. I don't have time for all that shit. So I really just pick one randomly and I go. I know I was playing a couple indie games. I've been trying to get new games. I also been trying to stick to single player games for for streaming, only because of the fact that I know when you jump into a stream and somebody like you're talking to other people in chat, as much as I used to do that all the time, but once again people would jump in and they would immediately leave because they didn't think I was watching chat. Yeah. So I kind of stick to solo games, but most likely you'll be seeing me with like some indie game, indie style games or some throwbacks like BioShock and Fable along that genre. I did just buy Battlefield 1, so I may stream that for a while.
I'm going to throw out a game for you. It's one I've been pushing for since I started streaming. It's one of my absolute favorites. I say it's either my favorite or second favorite game that came out in 2016. It's called Turmoil. It's a strategy game.
Turmoil. Okay.
Oh, Lexus is back.
Oh.
Look at her hair. Hi, sweetie.
Say hi. Did you wave? Here, wave.
Oh, she got one sock. She lost a sock. Hey, real quick, how many years difference is there between? She looks like she's about 2.
She's 2 and 3 months, and he obviously is newborn. So
that's a good 2 years.
Yeah. I told the wifey. And this is no joke. I told the wifey I want her old enough that I can say, here, take this to the trash can. Here, go get the diaper bag. And guess what? We change this diaper, we hand it to her, we're like, here, go put this in the trash can, and she does.
Well, and when she gets a little bit older, you could say, oh, take D baby to the park when she's old enough that you can trust them on 2 years. That's great.
And they're not too far spread apart where they won't have stuff in common. So that was the other thing, because I know like me and my older sisters, like we were distant with each other because we were like the minimum like 5 years apart, and then my other sister who was only 2 or 3 years apart, her and I hung out all the time because her friends were my friends.
Yep.
So that was cool.
Well, we do have to. Unfortunately, I like to try to keep the streams right at about an hour.
I hear you.
So just real quick, anyone who is not already a member of the Proper Nerds Discord server, I'm going to go ahead and put the link in chat. Please go ahead and click that. You can find not only my Discord channel, but also Dbock's, because he is one of the featured members of the Proper Nerds. He is one of the featured streamers. In addition to that, you can find so many other great streamers, like Josh Kritz, who's been hanging out. I believe Prodigious Cat joined in. And one of the great things about the Proper Nerds that we're doing is anyone who's on our server, anyone who joins and is active and talks, if you're a streamer, when you go live, as long as you've got Discord and Twitch linked, it gets announced in our community streams channel. So it's a great way and a great community to try to help build your stream. And I think Dbock, that actually was helping you a little bit, right? Before you were a featured streamer.
You guys were all helping me between that Discord and all of you guys dropping hosts. Like you dropped the host once. I think Lassane did once. Like it's tremendous help. Everything was helping me. So you guys are awesome.
Dude, I tell you, man, when I end my stream, I always end my stream with a host bomb. I try to look and see if there's a Proper Nerd online that I can host. Anyone from the Proper Nerds Discord that's streaming. Yeah. If not, I drop it on someone from Team MZ. You got to share the love. You got to show the love, right?
And I'm still new to the hosting thing, so like I always forget to say I'm hosting, but I usually generally, once I go down, I always throw a host on somebody just because of the fact that, honestly, like that helps a lot. It does help a lot, the hosting. So.
Well, we unfortunately do have to wrap it up, but of course we're going to talk constantly in Discord and everything else, so it's not even like I'm saying goodbye. I'm just saying, well, that's the end of this stream.
No goodbye. The end of the Palaver.
The end of this Palaver, right. But I'm sure I'll have you back on. Like I said,
oh, man. I can't wait.
Only doing it once a week, sometimes you start to get like, oh man, has it really been 3 months since I've talked to them? And that's actually what it was with Rock and Rage. I was like, oh, I haven't talked to Rock and Rage in a while. But I gotta get Maybe on. I gotta get. I haven't had Igninox on yet. So it gets rough. But hopefully you watched, or hopefully you haven't watched the Rev's Palaver, so you don't know how this ends. But I like to end Rev's Palaver the same way every time. We're gonna do this little thing. Then we're gonna say goodbye, and then we're gonna drop a host bomb on someone. So if you're here, stick around. After we say goodbye, we're going to host bomb someone. Just go over to their channel and just show them a little love, say hello, etc. Now, that being said, yes, Mr. Nobody, Turmoil. That was the game, Turmoil. I love it. It's one of my favorite games.
Turmoil, yep.
The way we end the stream is I like to give my guest the last word. So you get to come up with the last word, say whatever you want to say, and then we're going to say goodnight and drop a host bomb.
All right, well, in that case, I want to just thank the proper nerds in a whole as accepting me as a featured streamer, and I want to thank everybody in chat because I know most of you that I have seen have already followed me, and obviously you guys are already following the best guy in the world, Rhev, here sitting in front of me. Other than that, I really got nothing. That's about it. So I love you guys. The D-Baby loves you. Lexus loves you. We all love you guys. So that's it, man. Let's host somebody. Let's get the host up.
All right. Good night, everyone. Have a good night.
All right, everybody.